In this video, we're going to look at how we search our iPad using iPad OS 26. If you're using an older version of iPad OS, it really hasn't changed too much in iPad OS 26. So you'll still be able to use these same tips that I'm going to show you here, even in an older version of iPad OS. All right, now before we get started, if you like what you see here, stick around to the end. I'll tell you a little bit more about myself and how you can help support my efforts in creating these videos. All right, let's take a look at how we search our iPad using iPad OS 26. So let's go over to my iPad. So how do we search on the iPad? Well, basically what we need to do is we just need to swipe down. Now, before we do that, what we want to do is we want to make sure that we don't swipe down on a stack of widgets. This here is a stack of widgets, this weather. So when I swipe down on it, let's say I'm going to access search, so I just swipe down in this area here. It doesn't access search. What it does is it changes to a different widget. That's because that is a stack of widgets. If you want to learn more about widgets, take a look at my video on widgets. So what we need to do is we need to swipe down on an area that there is no widget. So I could go right down here, I could go over here, I could even go right down here. We just need to make sure that it's not a widget. So I'm just going to swipe down, and there's our search. This is called Spotlight Search. So now all we have to do is just start typing in here what we're searching for. And I can search for an app, I can search for text within an app, I can even search the web. So let's just go with a simple app here. We're just going to go and search for weather. So I type in here weather, and you're going to see it shows me the weather app. I tap on that and it opens up. Let's take a look at another search. So I'm going to tap on the X here. I know I have a note on camera tips, so I'm going to search for camera. And when I do, the first thing it's going to show me here is the camera app. But I'm not looking for that camera app. I'm looking for the notes app, and I'm looking for camera tips within that notes app. Well, if we scroll up or swipe up, you're going to see that we have different results here. First thing I can do is I can go into my privacy and security and change settings for the camera app. If I had a third-party app on this iPad, I'd even be able to select that app. So not only will it search for that app, but it'll search for related apps. And then when we swipe up, you're going to see that I have a note on camera tips. So it's searching within the Notes app. I tap on that and it'll open it up. But in addition to that, you're going to see that it also searches my photos. It searches my files. I have a couple files on the camera app. And I can even search websites here. And if I continue swiping up, I can also have it search mail, podcasts, as well as the App Store and search maps. So we have a lot of results when we use a search. Not only will it search our iPad, but it will also search the web. So that's basically how search works. Now, we do have a few settings for this. What we're able to do is exclude apps from being searched. We can tell it not to include related items. So let's go and take a look at these settings. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tap on the Settings app. This is where we find those settings. Tap on it. And then from here, what we need to do is we need to find Search. When I tap on Search, you're going to see that I'm able to select if I want to show recent searches or show related content. If you no longer want to see that, all you have to do is just take these two sliders here and turn that off. I recommend leaving them on. When I'm looking for something, I want to search everything. All right, remember how I said that it could search the internet, it could search the web. Well, what search engine is it using? This is where we can set what search engine. By default, it's using Google, but you can go and change that if you wanted to. We can also tell it not to search specific apps. So let's say I don't want it to search the App Store, and I'm searching for something I don't want it to search the App Store. So all I have to do is just tap on App Store here, and when I do, what I'm able to do is turn off Show App in Search as well as Show Content in Search. So basically I just take these two sliders over here, slide them to the left to turn them off. And then when I search for something, it will no longer use the App Store in its results. I can still go into the App Store and search, but when I'm using Spotlight Search, it will no longer show any results from the App Store. So that's basically how search works. All we have to do is just swipe down when we're on the home screen. If you're in an app, it will not work. You need to be on a home screen. Also, make sure that you're not swiping down on a stack of widgets. So you just swipe down, you type in what you're searching for, and then you're going to get a number of different results. We do have a few settings for it. You can just go into the Settings app, go to Search, and then you can set what you want to include in that search, in Spotlight Search. So that's basically how search works on the iPad. And at least from what I can tell, there aren't any major changes from older versions of iPad OS. So if you're using an older version of iPad OS, it still should work pretty much the same. There aren't any major changes that Apple introduced with search with iPad OS 26. So that's how search works on the iPad. Now, if you found this video helpful, what you may want to do is like the video. You can subscribe to my channel. You can share it with your friends and family. You also may want to check out danstutorials.com. Not only do I have more videos there, but I also have an AI assistant modeled after an Apple Genius, and I host classes and webinars on a regular basis. So how can you help support my efforts? Well, it is a membership-based site. When you become a member, what I'll do for you is I'll take out all of the ads from those videos. Also, you have access to my AI assistant, and you have access to my classes and webinars. In addition to that, I also have Dan's online courses. As of this recording, I only have a course on the iPhone, but I do plan on including a course on the iPad. So you may want to check out that as well. That is not a membership. It's a one-time purchase, and then you have all the videos for that particular course. And that's over at dansonlinecourses.com. Either way, what you're doing is you're helping support a small business. It is just me in a corner office of my house. I'm not part of some large organization. So when you become a member or purchase one of my courses, you are directly supporting my efforts in creating these videos. Check out danstutorials.com for more information or dansonlinecourses.com for more information. And thanks for watching.